Hey there, and thanks for checking in with MeetYourSweet.com. I've decided to address the long overdue issue of how to be an outstanding man and how to use that excellence to gain more success with women. Oh, and before we get started, if you want to drop me a line or ask me a question about dating, attraction, and relationships, you can write me at news@meetYourSweet.com. Today I want to talk to you about whether or not it makes sense to follow your gut instinct around women. This is something I haven't talked about very much in the past, but the time's definitely right to discuss it now, because your gut instinct is actually something that can seriously damage your chances with a great woman. A lot of guys read all the books, learn the theory, and think they've got it all figured out. Then out they go into the real world and start interacting with women. And usually they do okay for a while things stay shallow and they're not really getting too involved. You probably know what sorts of situations I'm talking about. You know, the 5 minutes of conversation in a club or a flippant remark in passing to a woman, that sort of thing. But the second they hit a particular type of situation where their emotions begin to get involved, they do just about what every other guy would do in the situation. In the heat of the moment, they completely abandon the theory that they've learned, and they attempt to rationalize this afterwards using reason and logic. Most of what works with attracting women is extremely counterintuitive, which means that your instincts, emotions, and what you think is right will actually lead you down the complete wrong path. If you want to cross the void between knowing and doing, you've got to be able to learn what works and then actually apply it. I know this doesn't sound like it's all that difficult, but trust me, it's more challenging than it sounds. Most people talk a big game, say they're going to learn these new skills and turn their lives around, but hardly anyone actually follows through with it. In the same way, a lot of men will read and read and read all day long about how to be attractive to women, but they never actually get out there and start doing what they know. Instead, most guys will make a lot of changes to what they've learned so they don't have to try so hard or do something outside of their comfort zone. The problem with that is that although it's nicer in the short term, you can't go fine-tuning your game based on your own instincts until you've built the proper skill set first, and that takes time and effort. There's no way around it. Being bad with women doesn't reflect badly on you as a guy, it just means you need to learn a new skill. The skill of creating attraction with women. It's quite simple, but you're not going to learn the skill in real life if every time you're confronted with a situation, you give in to your gut instincts and do what every other guy does in the situation. You've got to learn how to apply what you know. It's like they know what they're doing isn't working, but instead of figuring out what does work, they're just trying harder to do what they already know doesn't work. Try this idea on for size. You owe it to yourself and to all the women out there who are sick to death of being approached by spineless, low-quality guys to really learn what works and actually apply it. If you want some specific practical advice on what really works with women, then you should check out the site. We've got a whole lot of books and products that make it easy for you to not only learn what works, but that will also supply you with material to get you started and make it easy for you to do what works in literally any situation with women. You'll never have to conform to someone else's style either. It's all about creating your own style and going with what works for you. Check it out online at www.meetYourSweet.com/men. Here's a tip, a great place to get started is the Mastery course, which you'll find on the site. Thanks for checking in.